Hi everyone, Corey here with Team Cramer Fishing, and today's video is going to be a channel update and a little tour of Team Cramer Fishing studio here. I've been fishing quite a bit, but I've been catching like one fish here, one fish there. It's been pretty tough for me. I've had a bunch of just little goofy things happen that have screwed up my fishing days. Today there was one of the tires on our car was flat and just stuff like that. I also lost like a 5-pound bass the other day, or missed it, I should say. I missed another good fish or lost another good fish. It's been pretty frustrating the past couple weeks, honestly. We've had a lot of rain, which we needed, which is great, long run. But, you know, it's just those days you can't get out, and then the timing of that just compounded. So all the normal kind of excuses that YouTubers give for not catching any good fish. But today I've been working on our studio. If you've been with our channel for a long time, or a relatively long time, when I started the channel I was down in the basement, and so I had this kind of cinder block background, and some of my friends were making fun of me. They thought I was like a prisoner or something being held in somebody's basement. So I was like, well, maybe I should move it upstairs. So, and once we got a little bit more serious about the channel, I was like, okay, it might be worth it. So this is like the sunroom of our house. And it's basically now our studio, and it's pretty much dedicated to that. Try to keep the kids' toys out as much as I can. So I'm just gonna, and since I haven't been catching very many fish, I'm like, I gotta do something that's worthwhile. So as the summer goes along, you build up, you know, and when you're fishing all the time, all the crap you want to put away and everything, it all gets built up and strung all over. So I went and kind of organized some of it, got to put away. I got some of the stuff from the basement that was down there, and I was able to bring it up here. So now we're getting a little more organized, and then I want to just talk a little bit maybe as I go along about some of the projects I'm wrapping up on the channel, some of the things we're going to focus on going forward. So when you see me film normally, it's usually right there where my cat, this is our cat Polly. He's about 17 years old, and this is mostly what he does, is just cause problems. Sits in my chair, gets cat hair all over everything. The lighting, I have the original light from our house, which is like 95 years old, so it doesn't put off very much light. And then I also have these side lights that I got from, I think I got them from Lowe's, and they're made for like working on cars. So I have one on each side, and then I have one set up over here. I used to have both of these on, I think I used to have the left one on the floor, but I was able to get it up with the redesign here. And then I'm just gonna work my way kind of through here what I'm going on. So this bench here, this is where I just started tying flies. Haven't done any videos on it yet. I have caught a few fish on the flies that I made though. But again, just not enough to like really make a good video. So we're still working on that. And these are, I'm going to do a video about different cutting tools, and the ones that I, you know, think are the best, and the ones that I've really come to like. So I just kind of have these kind of sitting out here right now. Just ordered some reel oil and grease because my reels have really taken a beating this year. They're kind of clinking around a little bit. So I was hoping to get through the next month, and then this winter try to fix them up a little bit. Some fly tying materials. This thing is pretty cool. So I just got this at a yard sale the other day, and it's an old fish finder. And I'm gonna try to use it for ice fishing this year and see if it works. Even if it doesn't work, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool looking, and it'll look, you know, neat in my videos, or it will be a decoration if it really sucks, because the new ones cost like 300 bucks. So I thought, hey, I'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. And I do that with a lot of junk around here. So working our way around, and this is where I do, usually my computer's sitting here and where I edit and do all that junk if I'm not sitting in the living room doing it. Let me get around Polly here. Move out of the way, Polly. So these books are photo books of travels that the family has gone on. For those of you who don't know, we're trying to visit all 59 national parks as a family. So this one is from our Florida trip. We went down to the Florida Keys. These are all driving trips. This one we went to South Texas. The picture in the background is from Big Bend National Park. Let's see, this one is actually Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And then we did the giant California trip this year. This picture is actually from there. It's kind of a fun one that we got at the Mandalay Bay Aquarium with a great white shark. See if I can get in on it here with the fisheye. It kind of makes it look goofy, but above us. I don't have the photo album done for that one yet. I haven't posted any videos from that trip either. I'm going to try to do that this winter. This is the master angler fish that I caught this spring, red ear sunfish, and Heather got one too. They were the exact same size. We got them the same day. And then our brother-in-law made this, and I've had it laying around the house forever. It's made out of metal, and it says Cramer, and I never really had a place to put it, so I ended up just kind of putting it in here. This clock is from the redwood forest or forests area from the trip that we took this summer to California, and I thought it was cool. I didn't notice it when I bought it. It kind of looks like Texas a little bit. And then this painting, or it's a print actually. It's from Valenkamp is who did it, and he was a Boston painter about over 100 years ago. But yeah, so the frame's like 100 years old, and then the print is probably 2, but it was just cool, so I put it up. So yeah, and then in my desk drawers, there's all kinds of tackle, all kinds of loose stuff. Have my Peterson's guide to help identify fish. Underneath there, we have our Iowa Game and Fish gear. And then working our way around, we have my old mission style rocker, a map of Iowa. I'm still a little old school. I mean, I use Google Maps a lot too, but when we travel, I always take a very detailed map. If you've never seen one of these, you know, each one of these pages is only like 30 miles, so 30 by 30 miles, so they're very detailed. And they list a lot of fishing spots and stuff in the back too, especially when you're traveling. If you're covering a lot of ground, you can't really research areas very quickly, so you can do it on the go with that. And then, so this is a a rod rack. I was looking at my fly rod and I was going to talk about it. Let's turn this light off. This is like a clothes rack that I screwed a bunch of these little kind of hooks into, and turned it into a fishing rod rack. And I had 2 of these in the basement in the old studio, so I just brought this up. Before this, my poles and stuff were just leaning up against the walls and everything. This is the fly rod. This is the spool holder. Got a spool holder here. This one's empty. I just spooled up a reel, but it's just stuck to the window there, which is pretty handy. Some waders, my fly rod here. These are some of the bigger rods, you know, that I don't use very much, but they are here if I need them. And then we get into some of the extra reels laying around. We're going to be ice fishing soon, so we got, you know, the hand warmers, ice fishing stuff, soft plastics, tackle boxes full of stuff, and then down on the bottom I have all my fly tying stuff, feathers, thread, foam. I still need to get a bunch more stuff, but I haven't placed that order yet. And then these come in really handy too if you make videos. So this holds, I mean, a lot of times we go camping, like on our Pine Lake trip. I think was the last one we did, where we don't have electricity, and I use this to recharge the batteries on the GoPro. This is a mini one. I do recommend these big ones. I got this one at Walmart. I forget what the brand of it is, but it's good for several charges on the GoPro battery if you're out in the sticks and trying to film a lot. I usually try to film all the time when I'm out there, and so I go through a lot of batteries. And then some line sitting up here. The rest of our fishing poles. You know, a little plant to freshen up the place a little bit. So when I started cleaning this room, I don't have a before shot. I was actually looking for this goo for carp fishing. I couldn't find it anywhere, and finally at the very end, after I finished cleaning this room, it was back over in the corner over here, and so I accomplished my mission, I guess, of finding that. Down here I have a tackle box. It's full of stuff, a bubble box for bait, a couple life jackets for the kids so I can grab those fast. This is a bag just full of accessories for the GoPro, and whenever I need something I dig in there. I picked up this new rod holder. It's not new, but it's custom made at a garage sale I was at the other day. So it sits flat. The orange curly ones are great, but if you're in rocks, they're kind of a pain in the butt. So the nice thing about this one is you can sit it flat on the rocks and then sit a big rock on it. and I haven't used it yet, but that's what I got it for. And so one of the bigger additions to the studio is the new bait tank. One of the things I'm going to focus on here going forward is I wrapped up the mini jig challenge. I haven't done a video about and talked about it yet, but that challenge was me using a 1/16 ounce jig, or a variety of different 1/16 ounce jigs, to see how many fish I could catch. And I tracked like most of the notable fish that I tracked for an entire year, and it was pretty cool. I learned a lot about it. But the next challenge, it's not going to be an official challenge. More of a point of emphasis is I'm going to really focus on live bait this next year. And this little sunfish was in my other tank with my other fish, but he decided he wanted to start killing other fish. So now he's in the bait tank, and that's what happens when you misbehave in the happy tank, which is in the other room. We showed that one a couple videos ago, if you want to go check it out. And this is my bag that I carry with me everywhere. And I'm not going to go through the whole bag right now. I'll probably do a video on that at some point in the future. But but I have a place where I can just chuck it, because you know, you come in, usually you're tired by the time you get done fishing. You just need to throw all your stuff down. This is just an old music stand. I use this to set these, just a little behind the scenes action, these whiteboards on if I'm doing reviews on products and stuff, because there's so much stuff that you want to talk about and it's really hard to keep it organized. So when I'm using this, I drag this out and set up the whiteboard over here, and then when I'm shooting, I can, you know, have a little reminder running behind my camera of what I'm supposed to be talking about. That goofy picture I actually painted, so you can make fun of it if you want to, that's okay. Okay, and then as we move around, I have the doors here, the French doors, which I can close and block off if I need to. It doesn't really help with the noise if you're trying to film and the kids are in the other room screaming and yelling, but it helps a little bit. It's a small barrier. So on top of the, down here I have, you know, my chesty so I can grab it, all these batteries, battery chargers. I mean, so much of this just gets used every day. And then this is my backup camera / underwater camera. It's an SJ cam instead of a GoPro. It works pretty good for underwater shots. We used it quite a bit on out the car shots when we were doing our California trip. Like driving down the road, we'd stick it on a selfie stick and stick it out the sunroof and stuff like that while we're driving along the coast, and it was pretty cool. And then another addition up from the basement just now is our fridge is back here. So Heather gets a little mad at us because we fill up our normal refrigerator with worms and stuff, and it can get a little gross. Especially we had one get dumped over this summer, which she wasn't very happy about. So we have a worm box here, another little one under there. We'll probably start our worm farm up again. Saves a lot of money, you know, if you don't have to buy them all at the store, for sure. And that about wraps up the tour. And then we have another tripod over here with the light. So this is where all my fishing junk goes, basically. I still have some in the garage. I have ice fishing stuff out there still. I still have some in the basement. But these are the things that I'm using all the time in here. And hopefully we'll get this tank here, the new tank. If you saw one of our last videos, Vivian's amphibians were in it, but she let them go. So it's gonna be a bait tank, and hopefully, one of the problems with using live bait is it's so inconvenient. If you want to go fishing early in the morning and you still have to get your bait, it's just a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna try to have some ready here all the time so I can just grab those suckers out, get out in the morning or whenever I want to, just have them at my disposal. And we'll go from there. All right, that was the tour of the Team Cramer Fishing Studios. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be back in action, actually catching some fish here, hopefully. I have also been looking for a job, which is taking like a full-time job. I'm still at this job I had. And it's taking just a lot of work and time and resumes and cover letters, all that crap. So, but I'm still at it. Videos might be a little slower. I have some, I think what I'm gonna do is fill in with some review videos. I have a bunch of review stuff that I've been backed up on that I've been meaning to do. So might have, I usually don't do a bunch of review videos in a row, but we might be getting that here, depending on how often I can get out and catch some fish. Thanks for watching Team Cramer Fishing, and we'll see you later.